But I'm starting in the garden because not only do I have a long day, but I need to make sure that I take care of my garden. And knowing that I'll be out super late tonight and not able to work on it in the evening, I'm out early this morning. But the garden is a reminder for me. And kind of what I want to encourage you with this morning, because this has been a big encouragement for me all summer long. Actually, not even all summer long, but all like COVID long, because we've been like detached from ministry. The hardest thing for me over COVID was not being able to do the thing that I love to do, to be with students and to do ministry with them. We have not been able to do that. And so it's been this long season of waiting and patience. And of course, we're going to have all sorts of flies flying around now. But this long season of patience and waiting. And as I've been working in my garden this summer, that theme has really kind of reminded me of the importance of waiting and patience. You see, when we planted all of these tomato bushes here, they were just small little plants that we picked up at a greenhouse. Now, a lot of times we start our own seeds and we grow them from our own seeds and we plant them, and that's really cool. But this year we picked up some varieties of tomatoes, and they were just little tiny plants. And so we planted them back in late May, and now we're here August 3rd, and some of these plants are taller than I am. Some of them are leaning over, like this particular plant here is kind of hunched over. It's got to get braced up again. But if I were to stand that up, that is well over 7 feet tall. I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half. That's easily 7 feet. But they were just little tiny plants. But over the course of the season of growing, they've grown, and like I said, some of them are 7 feet tall. When we planted them, none of them had tomatoes on them, and now some of them have huge tomatoes like what we see like right here. Like this is a monster tomato that we're going to pick. All of this didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen, I didn't plant them in the ground and a week later we had all of this vegetation and fruit. It took time, it took patience, it took caring for the plants. It was watering them daily, making sure they were getting enough sun. It was weeding around the bases. It was pulling off the pieces that I didn't want on the plant so the plant could grow straight and healthy. It was waiting for the fruit to be produced and to come to a place where it's mature enough that we can pick it and enjoy it. And all of this has taken weeks, months to do. And it's a great reminder, I think, for us, as we think about our student ministry and our students. A lot of times we want students to grow faster than they're supposed to. We want to see them responding to God's word. We want to see them having life change experiences that just that just push them closer and closer towards God and further away from the world. And there's some good things for us to want, but I think what we need to remember is that none of that happens overnight. We don't meet a student, share Jesus with them, and then instantly, they know everything they need to know and their life is perfect. It takes time. It takes loving those students. It takes cultivating Christ in their lives. It takes caring for them. It's getting down with them in the weeds and helping them pull up the weeds, because those weeds are going to choke them out if we let them go too crazy. It's pruning off the things that once led them down a back road path. It's pruning those pieces of their life away so that they can grow to be who God has created them to be. And it takes time and it takes patience, and in time we're going to see God do a great thing in that student's life, but we also have to do the work to help that student move along. At our church we use the phrase helping students take their next step of faith in Jesus Christ, and that's what it is. It's a step. It's one step at a time, growing closer and closer to Jesus so that we become more and more like him. It's not a full out run. It's not a huge jump from part A to part B and all of a sudden you're there. It's a step. It's one step after the other. And so I just thought about that this morning as I was in my garden, and I wanted to share that with you. That as you're thinking about your students, as you're beginning to think about your fall, winter, spring, summer calendars, you're getting things ready for your kickoff and moving into your new year, remember that it's going to take time. And so be patient, be okay waiting, but be on your knees praying and doing the work that we're called to help cultivate these lives, and you'll get a chance to see God do some amazing things. Now, I've got a lot of tomatoes that I need to pick here before I get off to my staff meeting, so thanks for joining me for this quick thought. I hope it was encouraging to you. What have you been kind of reminded of this summer? As you think about serving your students this coming school year, as you think about connecting with them this year, what's maybe one lesson that you've been reminded of this summer that might help someone else? I'd love to hear it from you. Leave it in the comments. Be sure to check out our website, theyouthworkerdaily.com. And hey, we're getting close to starting up that podcast again. If you want to be a guest, you want to share your story of student ministry, love to hear from you. Just click on the link on the website for Be a Guest, and I'll reach out to you. We'll get you on the podcast. And we're looking to launch that podcast at some point this fall. So we'd love to have you come and be a guest. As always, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at YTH Worker Daily. Guys, thanks so much for being here this morning, and I will see you tomorrow with another ministry vlog.